Hey everybody, welcome to Traffic Keys. I am your host Atiba, and if you've been wondering what email host you should use, or I shouldn't say email host, email service provider you should be using to send out emails for your company to communicate with potential clients and your current clients, well, I've got an answer for you today. And no, especially if you can see my screen, you'll see the answer is not MailChimp or Constant Contact. If you're thinking about those, if you're on those, stop. I had somebody tell me just recently, yeah, but I'm on the free plan. Stop it. And after today, I hope you understand why. But welcome to Traffic Keys, because if you're a business owner and you're looking to drive organic traffic, you're in the right place, because that's what we talk about. And I teach you everything I know for absolutely free. Okay. And you're probably wondering, because I started off talking about email and email providers and stuff, and now we're going to be talking about CRMs. Why does that matter? How does that play into organic traffic? Well, guys, it's very simple. If you've taken the time to get someone to give you their email address, so either they became a customer or you provided something of value after you've already gained them as initial traffic to your website, now you have them in what's called owned traffic, right? So you don't have to rely on Google or Facebook or anywhere else to reach them. You have a means of communicating with them. If that's where you are and you have a list of people, I don't care if it's 4 people, I don't care if it's 4,000 or 4 million people, doesn't matter how many it is. You need to be communicating with them. They want to hear from you. That's why they gave you the email address. It's okay. Talk to them, and you need a systematic way to do it. Now, how does that relate to SEO? I still haven't answered that, right? Very simple. As you're communicating with them, you every now and again will send them a link in an email, ask them to click on something to go get some more information, which will drive them back to your website. Now, when they're coming back to your website, Google sees that, Google understands that, Google knows that, and it knows that traffic is coming to your website from email, so that these are people who have already said that your content is good and they want to consume more of it. And so then Google starts to think, hey, they've got all of these people coming from email that say the content is good. Maybe we ought to show this content to even more people like those people. Yeah. So your email marketing absolutely indirectly affects your SEO. So that's why we dive into it. And we're going to spend a lot of time with it over time. I'm going to keep coming back and talking about it because it's crucial. And I'm telling you it's crucial because I missed it for years. And I missed thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars by not doing this. Okay. And I don't want you to make the same mistake that I did. So I'm sharing these things with you that I've learned over the years, so you don't make my mistakes of the past. Woo, getting tongue tied. All right. So let's jump in. So yes, as you can see, what I'm suggesting to you is Active Campaign. If you haven't heard of it before, there's a link for it down below. You can click on it and go sign up. Full disclosure, guys. Okay. I love this product so much that I am an affiliate. And as I've told you before, I teach you for free and I will show you the tools that I use. And some of them I have affiliate relationships with. This is one of them. I've got an affiliate relationship with them where they pay me when you use it. Okay. Just being completely honest. You don't have to pay me. They do when you use it. All right. Active Campaign, and you're going to say, oh, well, how much does it cost? I mean, because again, MailChimp is free. And I know people are going to say, MailChimp is free. I can get so many contacts and send emails for free. Yeah, stop your whining, okay? And stop your belly aching, because you can't be cheap to the top. You're not going to get to your success by always being cheap. And look at this. On a monthly basis, and their light plan, which for most of us, that's all we need right now is their light plan. You're talking about $15 a month. $15 a month versus MailChimp, that's still practically free, guys. Like, seriously. If you're belly aching over $15 a month after what I'm about to show you, then we've got some bigger problems. And I'm just being completely blunt and honest with you about that. Okay. So it's only $15 a month. And so it does way more than just sending emails and creating pretty emails and that type of thing, which is what you get in MailChimp. And that's what we're going to jump into right now, because this is what's called a true CRM system. Okay. And CRM, guys, stands for customer relationship management. Couldn't get my own words out. Customer relationship management. So I'm jumping us all the way into an account here. This is an account that I do manage, and so this is my record in the account. Okay, I'm not showing you anybody's personal private details other than my own right now, and that's perfectly fine because they belong to me. But here's what I want you to want to show you. First off, understand that this is about building a relationship with your customer. It's all about learning how to build a relationship with your customer. So we're here, and I've got the customer's name and their email, their phone number. Great. You can do all of that stuff too in MailChimp, I know, right? And then you can put tags, you can put them in lists to segment them. Yes, I know you can do that everywhere else. But then we can also create all of these custom fields that go along even with our tags, or are separate for different activities that the customer may take. So if you have a business and you run a discovery call, for example, you may want to know when they book that discovery call. And let's say you use Calendly or Acuity or something else as a scheduling app. Guess what? When they book over here, you want that to update in their record here in ActiveCampaign, and it does. It will keep track of that, and you can add a ton of fields. And then down here, this is my record, so I have no notes on myself, but when I call a customer and we have a conversation, I take notes in our conversation. They end up right here. So anyone else who comes in and sees this customer knows everything that's been talked about. On top of all of that, it even has all of the emails that this customer has been sent right here. So you can see what they received and when. How awesome is that? Now, if that wasn't enough, look over here on this right panel, and it shows you that customer's recent activity with you. So you'll see this was a month ago. Again, this is my dummy account, so I don't send a ton of stuff to it in this session here. About a month ago, it was sent an email, campaign sent, win the day, YouTube. You see that there. Before that, I was in an automation that I started and ended. It sent me another campaign. I can go back here and look, it's telling me I'm in automations. We'll get to what automations are. Even has a goal. We'll talk a little bit about that too as well. Okay, but here's where it gets beautiful. So I know MailChimp gives you, and all those other programs, they give you your open rates and blah, 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 blah. That's great. And that's wonderful. And this does too. Okay, for when you're sending regular campaigns, it does too. But what about when you're putting people in automations, which we'll talk about, or you're just sending them an email? So for example, I had an appointment earlier today. Okay. And I sent a reminder email to the person that I had an appointment with, and ActiveCampaign let me know when they opened the email. So I know he read my email that said, hey, I'm just writing to confirm. So even though he didn't respond, I know and actually he did respond. I know that he read it. Okay, which, by the way, ActiveCampaign also tracks. So when they email back, those emails come in here too. So I can see all of our correspondence. But look at this. So I can see here, I opened an email. I clicked this link in the email, right? Down to the individual level, all right here, while I'm talking to the client. So I know that at least this client went to, which is me, obviously, because this is my record. From this email, went and clicked on the Acuity Scheduler to schedule an appointment. How great is that to have that type of information when you're actually talking with your client on the phone or even over Zoom or anything? Okay. All the data you need about this client right here. Okay. Sometimes they may take actions and that cause them to subscribe to a list. They may do it on your website. They may do it in Acuity. They may even do it on Facebook, guys. And I can see when they subscribe to that list. How great is that? Absolutely wonderful. So that's just the contact management side of it, which is great. Okay. But then it goes even further because we can also, guys, create automations. Now, you're going to ask me, what, there, sir, is an automation? Let me see if yep, this is right. Okay, what there, sir, is an automation. So an automation is a set of rules, and I'm going to pull one up here for you. It's a set of rules that when someone does an activity, you want them to receive certain things, or you want certain things to happen, certain activities to happen, and you want it to happen in some sort of sequence. So here is an automation that is actually a welcome email sequence, which if you don't have a welcome email sequence to your list, when someone subscribes to your list, when someone gives you your email, that you send them a series of emails in a row and everybody's getting the same one, usually 5 to 6 different emails, introducing them to you, your brand, what you're about, and why you do it, and how you do it, and how that affects them. If you don't have a welcome email, then I need you in the comments. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, say, I need help with a welcome email. If you're on our podcast, welcome, by the way, podcast listeners, send an email to hello@TrafficKeys and let us know you need a welcome email. We can help you with that. I've got a great guide that I can send you that will help you figure out how you can write a welcome email. Okay. Anyway, so you have your welcome email series, and it couldn't be anywhere from 4 to 6 emails. Some people even go longer than that, which might be too long, but you welcome them into your universe, right? And so if we're walking through here, this is an automation. This automation says when someone, a contact, subscribes to any list, okay, start this automation. When they subscribe to any list, we're going to start this automation. Then I'm going to make sure that they're subscribed to, in this case, my master list. So that's where everybody goes. So no matter how you came in, you end up in the master list. I'll make sure you end up there. And then I have a conditional logic to make sure that somehow you didn't come here before. And then you actually start receiving the emails. It says, wait till it's 10 a.m. and send this email. And there's the email, guys. I don't know if you guys can, I know that's probably really hard to see on the screen there, but there's the email that they get. Then it waits another day, and then they get another email, and then wait another day and get another email, so on and so forth. Okay? What this does, why we do this, is because it allows us to build relationship with our customers. And that's what this is all about, learning to communicate, building these relationships, because that will drive traffic. It will drive traffic. And automations are a great way to do that. Okay. One of the things that you can do here in automations, for example, is, let's say you sent them that welcome email and they didn't open it. Well, you can set up a condition that says they got to get it again until they open it, and change the subject line. Okay, let's say, for example, with TrafficKeys, we have a PR bundle. When someone buys a PR bundle, they get dropped in an automation that sends them a series of emails. Okay, it also creates a deal and notifies a bunch of people in our organization that, hey, someone just bought something and we need to do this, we need to do this, and we need to do that for them. So it's not even just about outbound communication to your customer. Automations also help you manage your internal processes as well. Guys, it's absolutely fantastic what you can do with automations. Once you start to get in here, you start to learn and realize how much you were missing with your business before, and how much you can just automate and take stuff off of you. If you're sending the same types of emails over and over, you don't have to. If you're running an e-commerce website, guess what? Most e-commerce platforms will send an abandoned cart email, but it's one email. How about a series? How about you branch that based on what they were trying to buy? So if they were buying product A or category A, maybe you send them a coupon that's only good for category A. Yup, we can get that granular. You can get that granular with this. Okay. And I want to show you one more thing before we go here. Let me see if I can find it quickly. But that is the power, guys, of automations. Setting up automations. There we go. There's so much stuff that you can do. This automation here that I'm going to show you is actually a pretty big automation. Okay. And this automation runs a challenge. So you may have heard of people doing challenges. There may be 5-day challenges where, they're doing them virtually, obviously, these days. And people show up every day virtually for 5 days, and someone's teaching, or a group of people are teaching on certain topics, what have you. Well, the registration period might be 2 weeks before, and then the challenge may run for 5 days, right? So that's like 19 days of communication that has to happen. How are you going to manage all of that? How are you going to make sure that everybody gets the right messages? How are you going to make sure that if someone joined on when the day that the challenge registration opened, and they were able to get all the email sequences, versus they joined the day before the challenge opened, so they didn't get all the previous ones? How does that work? How do you make sure that everyone's getting the emails that they need to get in the right time? This, again, my friends, is where automations come in. And I'm making this small so you guys can see this here. But this automation here manages all of that. All of this logic in here makes sure that your customer is getting exactly what they need and how they need it, when they need it. And I'm not going to go through all the details of this because this one is complex. It's probably the most complex an automation should be right there. Okay. Most of them are going to be a ton simpler than this one. Okay. But one of the things I wanted to show you is you can actually set goals in here. So if there are activities that if someone's going through an automation, so for example, let's say you meet someone and you have a discovery call with them, and they decide at that moment that they still need more time to think about it. They're not ready yet. No problem. You drop them into an automation for after your discovery call follow-up. Maybe it's 6 emails over the course of 2 weeks that they're going to get. Well, what happens if in that 2-week period they purchase? Well, they don't need to be in that automation trying to get them to purchase anymore, do they? No. And so you can set a goal in the automation that says, if they purchase, right? However you designate that, with a list or a tag or whatever it is that you have that designates that they purchased, take them out of this automation, or move them to another part of the automation, or move them to a brand new automation altogether. Absolutely powerful. Now you're starting to see why I said, MailChimp, yeah, I get free, but for $15, this is worth way more than $15. And hey guys, in this 15 minutes that we're spending together, I'm only touching the tip of the iceberg of what ActiveCampaign can do for you. Okay, so there's way more than it can do for you as well. One of the things that I absolutely love, and I'm going to leave you on this as to why I'm an affiliate with them, is because if I build an automation and it works really well, like the Welcome Series automation, I can send that to you. I can share my automations with anyone. You can share your automations with me. Let's say you build a really cool automation. You can share your automation with me. That is absolutely fantastic. So guys, we've been talking about email, and hoping that you're hearing me here, that this is bigger than just sending an email, going into Gmail and typing something up and sending it out. What we're really talking about is building relationship with your customers and using a tool that will help you to build that relationship so that you're creating a nurturing relationship with your customer. Okay. That's what you want to do. You want to create a nurturing relationship with your customer, because when you do, they're more likely to click on the link in your email and come back to your website, which does what? Generates organic traffic, which is the entire point of why we are here. Okay. So, a couple things as I go. Again, if you need a contact management system, okay, a CRM, sorry, customer relationship management system, getting my acronyms tied up. If you need one, click the link below. Okay, check out Active Campaigns. You won't be disappointed. Number two, if you are already doing something, already using Active Campaigns or some other program, great. If you don't have a welcome series, it's time. It's time. Drop me a comment and say, I need help with a welcome series. I need help with a welcome series. Okay. And we will help. And if you have a welcome series, then it's time to do even more email and even more communication with your customers. And if you need help with that, drop me a message as well and just say, hey, we need help, because I've got some tools that I can point you to that will help you write the best, the most awesome emails that you can even come close to imagining. All right, my friends, I am Atiba. I will see you tomorrow again for another edition